Silkeborg, the outdoor capital of Denmark. It's a city filled with history and is home to the oldest coal-fired paddle steamer. So many things to do. Whether you're an art aficionado or love to spend time in the outdoors, Silkeborg is the place for you. Between activities on the lake or the enchanting woodlands, which are the largest in Denmark, there's no lack of entertainment. But the big attraction this week is the LGT World Women's Curling Championship at the Silkeborg Sports Center. We bring you inside. We have the table toppers, Russia against China, in our feature game. I'm Luke Coley. We'll be joined by Olympic gold medalist Rona Howie. An exciting morning. We got the two top teams.
Absolutely, Luke. Can't wait. It'll be a great game. Both teams have started the week really well. School children are all in. Got all their flags ready to wave.
Important days. You're trying to position yourself getting into the playoffs. Teams awaiting the go-ahead. Done their opening practice. Draw to the button for last stone in the first end. Gives us a chance to get things set. And let's meet the teams for Russia. Their lead, Katerina Kuzmina. The second, Galina Arsenkina. Third, Anastasia Brizgalova. And their skip, Alina Kovaleva. The team representing Russia will take on Team China with their lead, Ma Jingyi. Their second, Yao Mingyu. Skip throwing third stones, Mei Ji. And the fourth stone thrower, Wang Rei. The unbeaten Chinese rank. As we see the standings, 5-0, right where China is at the top, closely followed by Russia and Sweden at 4-1. Korea, Canada, Japan, Scotland, all with 3 wins. Korea, though, 3-1. Germany, Switzerland at 2-2. Then the US is at 2-3. Denmark, Finland, and Latvia all looking for win number 1 here at this year's World Championship. 3 games on the docket here this morning. We're on Sheet B for our feature game. Russia, China. On Sheet C, it is Germany taking on the USA, both with 2 wins there. On Sheet D, Korea takes on Switzerland, the pivotal game. Huge games, everyone trying to position themselves as we get things set. 12-game round robin for all the teams. Long week. Now we're in day 4. Rona, the team's starting to settle in, getting the regular routine now?
Yeah, they're all had plenty of games on the ice conditions. They really starting to think about how to get into that later half of the week and where their rankings are.
Thanks, Walker.
This Chinese squad, relatively new to the world stage. Wang Rei, though, the experienced one, she's played a world championship at every position now.
Yep, she's tried them all out. And she's certainly, so far this week, skip seems to be a preferred position, winning all her games so far.
Well, it's a long week to go still for all these teams. But China coming in, not really sure what you're going to expect from them. They get Sweden right off the bat. They come out, and they don't just win. They had Sweden on the ropes in every end in that one. And Wang Rei, right there percentage-wise, shows why she's right atop the leaderboard. So there's the last stone draw numbers. 2, 1 clockwise, 1 counterclockwise delivery to the button. Russia winning last stone here in the first end. They will have the red stones wearing their dark tops, while China wearing their light tops and throw the yellow stones.
It's quite nice to see China asking for that centre guard straight away. There's been quite a few games this week. We've just seen players put them in the house and have a clean first end and blanket.
That'll be the call. Ma Jingyi will get session 9 started here this morning. 23-year-old. She hasn't played at a world championship before this point, but has played in Olympic Winter Games. Played in the most recent ones when China finished 5th. Centerline guard. Katarina Kuzmina, 23-year-old as well. Trying to come around that centerline guard. Most recently, she played at the Winter World University Games. As the lead of that team, they won the bronze medal. Russia was the host country for that.
Yeah, they beat Great Britain in that game. Luke, don't raise that.
Noted. I'll make a couple more points here later in the game. So right around, nice come around top of the 8-foot. Now Rona, some teams, ice, it seems a little colder in the building this morning. Just ice makers working on controlling the temperature in here a bit.
Yeah, there's been rain for a couple of days here, so the humidity's been quite high. So the ice makers still playing about a bit with this temperature. And this morning there's not as big a crowd in either as there has been in the afternoon and evening games. But the ice has been playing fantastically well so far. Really nice swings.
Ma Jingyi right into the top part of the rings.
Gute Länge. Wow, линии больше. Да, свип, свип. Да, до конца. Давай.
Just trying to bring it past it. Rubs off. Now gives China a chance to get a wee hit and flop over.
So Wang Rui does throw 4 stones, but it's Meiji in the house, asking her second. Yao Ming Yu, 23-year-old.
And this team qualified by coming through the new qualification event.
Pinballs
New
off
Zealand.
the other. Yeah, it's for a team to be a top, it just shows how important that qualification event is.
Yeah, because 2 teams can qualify from the Pacific Asia Championships, which Korea and Japan did. So China had that lifeline to go to the qualification event, and they came through top there. And they've certainly proved their worth here this week so far.
Alina Arsenkina, bronze medalist from last year's World Championship. Hits and rolls out of the rings. Let's look at the rules of play here for round robin. 6 ends minimum must be played. Each team starts with 38 minutes of thinking time with 1 60-second timeout. We did see earlier in the week Finland run out of time in a game, but for the most part teams are use that time wisely. Haven't been too much of an issue.
No, there hasn't been. They managed the time well.
10.
Lovely hit and roll there.
10-3. Nice shot.
Well, hits rolls right underneath.
Да, свип.
And as for the run back, we'll pick the top one off.
19.
They don't hesitate to throw those run backs or the big hits, especially in second stones with Arsenkina.
Yeah, always great to have that ammunition in your second player.
10. Just a 10. 10 5.
Just trying to bury that as much as they can at the end.
Sorry, I can help more on this.
No, you're good. I just felt the frost, so I was like, might as well.
And straight away, Russia move out to go for the raise again.
Yeah, it doesn't hesitate. We'll try and go straight back. This time, at least, they're running their own stone in.
T-line. T-line.
Oh, nichts. Bremst ein bisschen.
Tiefer.
Ein Tick tiefer. Hoch. Lassen.
Gut so.
Gut, schöne Länge.
Anastasia Brizgalova, 26-year-old.
Boah, sweet.
Muss sicher dranbleiben.
That.
Gute Länge.
Wow.
Ja, ich dachte jetzt,
Wow.
bleib mal lieb stehen. Eben, also in dem Fall
We'll
nicht
just
zu
peel
genau
that top one
und
off.
so
Won't
genau
get that
richtig.
stone.
Gute Chance.
Weil ich finde, zum Schluss hat er schon noch gebremst. Also jetzt nicht extrem, aber ich war auch die ganze Zeit dran.
Schon gut.
So China without the hammer, lying 2.
Gotta use your legs. Yeah.
这可以正常，这个人出有点柔。等一等，有力量，这个出手有点有底线就行。
Meiji, some international experience, played at the University Games 2017. Obviously, multiple Pacific Curling Championships. Won the Pacific Juniors in 2000, or pardon me, Pacific Championship in 2014.
Ja,
3 trips, 3 medals.
这null ist gerade gut.
ja.
滑度还行，跟昨天差不多。
Only been curling for 10 years.
Wow. Sweet. Wow. Sweet.
Ja, 14-0.
Wow. That. Wow.
Another run back. And this time we'll try and get them all going. Look at them. Do they spin out? Very nice for Brizgalova.
What a shot. Big smiles there. Happy with that one. Just hit it spot on. Raised both out the house. And they both just trickle out the sides.
Ah, nee.
I think it's in now.
It's an end saver there now. Knowing Kovaleva's not going to be thrown against a couple buried.
Running out of rings. 14-7. It's in.
It does leave a centre guard though for China to use.
Thank you.
I curled a ton.
She must have softened it. And it's probably a fresh pack too.
Yeah.
Wang Lorei, 24 years old.
等线，可以等。下线带大眼儿。加油内侧。线带。下来了，加油内侧来一点。
24 years old, but in her 5th World Championship.
Keep her brush down.
Yeah.
Played 3rd, 2017, 2018. Lead in 2015, 2nd in 2014. Got them all covered. Best finish was in 2015 when they finished 5th.
Oi.
She's just come up short here, so gives the chance now for Russia to come around the out turn. Try and bury in behind and set up a 2 here.
Ja.
Well, first end teams should have a pretty good feel for this weight.
Yep, they've had a pre-game practice. And the weight's been fairly similar every single game. We've seen the time clocks on them and it's been running very consistently. But in their pre-game draw shot challenge, they're drawing the button. This is the line they're coming down. So they have a good idea. Line and weight. And this is looking pretty good. Oh. Just shy of weight and caught the top one.
Touched a little bit.
Не говори ничего по весу, а то они, мне кажется, путаются.
So it's interesting, both skips have come up, or both four throwers have come up short of weight when they have had that pre-game practice.
Тут тупо, мне кажется, вести надо бить.
And with the next Olympics in
Yeah.
Beijing in 2022, China are really investing a lot of money into curling.
I threw inside out. It was
I think we'll
left
see
side
more
was
and more
center line,
competitive
it went
teams
to
coming out of China.
my intern towards the curly side.
Getting a lot of depth and different teams.
Let's go.
'Cause for years it was always Wang Bingyu. Her side, there was
Clean.
obviously a world champion, Olympic bronze medalist. Wang Rei right on the nose. No problem here. Go for the blank now for Russia.
Yeah, just settle for a blank. And they can even hit this on the nose. Don't have to split out to blank it.
So final shot of this first end. Nina Kovaleva
Легче, легче, легче.
hit and roll out to blank the end.
Sweep, 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 sweep.
No problem there.
So all that and no score here in this first end. A good first end. LGT World Women's Curling Championship from Silkeborg.
Чё? Не знаю, с чего он начнет, с гарда или с...
Наверное, с гарда начнем.
Не факт.
Думаю, там полезет.
А?
Думаешь, может, дома?
Я думаю, что можно, даже с чего бы она ни начала, мне кажется, можно в любом случае с гардом, да.
Да, давайте.
Если что, потом скроемся, у нас хотя бы боковой будет.
The second end begins. Still no score here in our feature game. It is Russia against China. Russia comes in 4-1, their lone loss against Korea. China 5-0. Locally thrown a Howie. And it started not like we've seen with the open hits, but it ended with a blank anyways.
Yeah, the raised triple from Russia certainly cleared up the end. China had it set up very well. But they have a guard in place straight away here, and Russia putting up their corner.
a little different strategy. And throughout, we've talked the 5 rock free guard zone rule is definitely a little different. Teams are still adapting to it, and there's no, quote, book on it that teams will follow. It's so routine for teams of how to play a game with the 4 rock rule, because I've seen it so many times, and your coaches and national team coaches will be working on it.
Yeah, and there's not much data available yet on the success rate of the tactical side of that 5 rock rule. Canadians have played it a lot longer though. They've been used to it for a couple of seasons now, whereas the rest of the countries, it's the first season.
And those games in Canada have only been 8 end games too, so
Yes.
there's, you can use it, but it also changes it a bit of how you go about it, and say the second end of a 8 end game or a 10 end game.
Teams are definitely experimenting with it here this week still. We hear them discussing more what they think they should be doing, rather than it being that automatic, as you say, the textbook setup.
And I'm sure it was the same when it went from 3 to 4, or when the first free
Absolutely.
guard zone was put into play.
I remember that. All these years ago.
These teams are studying games all the time. This Chinese team, full-time curlers. They've got coaches all around, even on the bench. They got in the crowd. They're watching and studying.
Yeah, certainly so far this week, I would probably have liked to seen some of the teams use the 5 rock rule more and put more guards out, rather than being sucked into the house when the opposition come in, and really just go for it.
Especially in early games. Early in the
Yes.
games, first couple ends, just go right at it.
But even when they're down in the game, and they really, you know, could do with scoring 3, they're not putting the double guard up one over the other.
Well, trying to use that guard in play. Rasenkina can't quite make the roll behind. Igor Minin, Russian coach, watching on. It's a tough job coaching here. You've been involved with teams on the playing side and the coaching side. You're sitting on that bench for it all, trying to make notes, and really lots to worry about.
Yep, and you do your job as a coach before the competition. All the training and work's done beforehand.
Zhang Zhipeng.
And when you get to this stage, you've really got no control. You're sitting on the bench, and it's up to the players out in the ice to put into practice everything you've done at training. Both teams just struggling to get that roll.
Там очень обманчиво идет, прям.
Oh, bit of a wee wobble when she came out the hack, but corrected it well.
Now we're a little higher in the rings, though, so it's actually can benefit the Russian side. If they make the roll,
Yeah,
roll
they'll
into
be-
the center, might go behind the T line.
Oh no, that's rolling too far. Will it stay biting? No, it doesn't. It rolls out. So here's a chance for Russia now with the hammer. Get one buried.
Слушай, ну мы вот пейками захотели, по крайней мере, серединку.
Да.
Sometimes you'll see that when people are struggling to get that perfect roll, they overcorrect and
Что скажете?
roll out.
Катя! Хороший вес! Крути! Линия отличная, только вес, внимательно! Надо вес сначала! Легче! Будет вес! Отлично! Просим! Да, дом сделать! Есть дом! Просим дом!
Галя.
Галя, не надо!
Катя, да, чуть-чуть.
Давай!
Yeah, really nice shot. Anastasia's coming right round and buried. China can't see any of it. They'll ignore it. They'll come around their center guard.
So the Chinese fans right in behind, look like they're almost right in behind the scoreboard here at the Silkeborg Sports Center.
They must have VIP seats to be that close.
They're getting the Rona Howie treatment.
Has it got the weight? Oh, it doesn't.
Weights, the ice seems to be very weight sensitive. If you don't throw the right weight, light has that one, it's going to overcurl.
Yeah, Sweepers struggle to hold it. There is such a big pull from the hog line into the house. So, well, a great opportunity now for Russia to come around that. The staggered guards come around in the outturn. Lie two guarded.
Так, катит не очень. Да, я думаю, что так же, наверное, да? Да.
Слабее.
Если что, скажите.
Very steady delivery.
Хорош.
Briscoe playing lots of mixed doubles as well. World mixed doubles. Had success there.
Line looks good if they've got the weight. Bring it in. Ah, really good effort. Would have liked it back top four. But it's good there. 'Cause if China go for the raise, they wouldn't lie short.
偶尔打一个呢？
打一个，
也行。
Is it too risky to try the come around or the tap of that Yellowstone?
找一个。选一个的话，别想打吧。
Could go for the tap in the yellow, but I think at this stage early on in the game, you don't want to lose a big end.
正常打一点。打定行。
And they could leave that yellow for the last stone to tap up. Sweeper's trying to hold this.
Straight back, and they'll just kick it out in the open. And they're not shot stone.
人家下来了，下去了。
Has Russia to really put the pressure on now?
我现在能打后点，
Well,
正
they've
好
just
甩
played
这个
that draw around the staggered guards, and it's a really good
Мне
finish.
как нравится.
They came
Прям
right
сюда.
round
Просто
again.
если мы ролл не сделаем, и она сделает, то будет не особо прикольно. У нас уже один лучше стоит.
Хочешь вести?
Да. Ну, его еще
Давай.
пробить надо.
Как
С
везем?
8.
Куда везем?
4
Так
до.
же?
Я думаю,
4?
Ну, можно так же, в принципе. Да.
Если
Если
она
что,
будет бить,
уже
у нее
ниже.
хуже останется. Если что, затрем.
Yep, they are. They're going to go for
Да.
that.
Мне, наверное, нравится больше вести, чем бить, потому
Lie
что
too
если мы
guarded.
не делаем
Just
ролл,
seen
она
the
нам делает ролл, то она нас просто форсит.
line
Так
coming
ей
round
надо
there.
рамбэк идеальный пробить, чтобы что-то сделать.
Так, у нас был 0 добавленный.
Ага. 4,65 у нее было.
Ага.
Kovaleva, good opportunity.
Линия
футов нам хватит! 10 футов хватит, главное завалить!
Галя!
Here it comes. Can they bury it?
They tried to wrap that one in, get in second shot. Look over Germany and the USA right next door on sheet C.
Minimum to me.
Germany lying 3.
I like the burn. Yeah, I do too. You can throw good release here.
So Jamie Sinclair
Yep.
Right on T.
trying to navigate her way through the yellow guards and the top red in the house.
Nice. Looks all there. Might need a rub. Back 4. Back 4.
Back 4, the sweepers are saying.
You're gonna have to go. Back line. Need a rub. Back line.
Needing a rub. Which means they want to come off another stone to try and take the weight off it.
That one looked like a rocket from Sinclair.
And it's a steal of 3 for Germany. 4-0 after 2 ends.
Yeah, and USA got a cheap force in the first end by Jensch missing the blank attempt. And then Sinclair can't make that. Down 4-0, big hole to climb out of
Certainly is.
for the American champions.
But there's still 8 ends to go.
And the 5-rock rule, so lots of chances still for US team that comes in at 2 and 3. Last year they got into the playoffs at 6 and 6. Made it to the semifinals. Sort of looking that 5-6 loss window to make it into the playoffs here.
So China here facing 2 Russian counters going for the tap up. Oh, it is shot. How much of it though can Russia see?
It was interesting because as we were showing you that update, it was a long look by the Chinese side whether you could play the double. Didn't figure they had enough. Chance here you can get the 3.
I'm not sure how much Russia can see of that.
Борт. Хватит его там? Да. Хватит.
See a small
Свой
half.
надо оттереть ближе.
Yeah, there we go. Yes.
Но мы достаточно мало попадем.
Certainly see enough to put the red onto yellow. Would like to keep the shooter as well, so she'll play a controlled takeout.
First objective, remove that Chinese stone. Try to stick your shooter. Possibility of 3 with this last stone.
Oh, well, they're panic sweeping this.
Gotta get by the front. Get by the front. Do they have enough to push that one out? Goes far enough, and will it score the 3? Look at
Wow,
that.
what a shot.
Kuzmina held that one with the 1 sweeper. Just gets by. And Russia strikes first for 3. High fives all around on that one.
That was a really nice controlled weight. Just pushed the yellow enough out into the 12-foot. Great shot.
And the shooter rolled just enough to outcount the other yellow. Russia happy. They strike first with the triple.
Я уж смотрю, вы это, щеткой показали на 4. Думаю, что везем, что ли? Вы чего?
Welcome back to Silkeborg and the Silkeborg Sports Center. Luke Coley joined with Rona Howie, the LGT World Women's Curling Championship 2019. Russia strikes first in this battle of leaders in the pack with a 3. Great sweep from the front end, and you need those.
Yeah, Russia set up a great end, used their guard well, come around, and China just struggled to make any shots after that.
Ma Jingyi get things set up. Really was an unassuming 3 for most of the end. Brizgalova makes a come around, and they're off to the races.
And that's where the importance of capitalizing on your opposition's mistake. You know, China was trying to get the roll, they rolled out the house, and straight away Russia capitalized. And that's what you have to do in this game.
Будет садиться по этой стороне. Нет, нет, да.
Нет.
Встает. Да. Нет, нет, нет.
Нет. Приз, доти. Приз.
Такой же есть. Ничего, где?
Нет, Галь, нет! Не надо!
So China just need to get up a couple of corners here. Try and get a 2 back at least. It's a long way still to go in the game.
加油，郑成草！
Yeah, and you like the approach, put the 2 corner guards out.
Yeah,
羡
definitely.
慕后劲力量。这儿吗？
比这小一点。
哎呦我天哪！
So yeah, chosen to go 1 at either side rather than 2 on the same side.
We'll look over at Korea and Switzerland. It's like Korea lying 1.
Yep, line 1 just to the side of the 4-foot. So a chance for Elena Pats to come in and draw the shot.
Fecha com força, Luciano.
They don't want them to sweep for line. Is it going to catch? It touches it, but doesn't stop in the 4-foot. It's a steal of 1 for Korea after 2 ends.
Well, and that's an important game over there. All of these teams here trying to position themselves. You look, Korea coming in at 3-1. Switzerland got off to a slower start. They're at 2-2 now. Winner of that in a good spot. Anytime you're playing someone above you in the standings, like Switzerland now looks at Korea a game ahead of them, you need those wins.
You do, and I think that's when there's buys throughout the week. It's always difficult. But teams just need to focus on their own game and not worry about what other people are doing and just concentrate on doing what they need to do. And that's a lovely shot, rolling behind the corner.
Let's look at those standings. Of course, 1 and 2 right now. China and Russia are in our feature game. Sweden, who's off this morning, is at 4-1. Then Korea closely behind at 3-1. Logjam, a 2-loss teams, and then the U.S., who's in action this morning at 2-3. So really, those 10 teams are the ones that you're going to look for, trying to make that playoff push. Teams looking for their first win. Denmark, Latvia, Finland almost have to run the table.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's still early in the week. You know, they've all got to play each other still. So plenty time as the week goes on to start worrying about playoffs. I say it's a long week for these teams, and they really just have to focus on one game at a time, one shot at a time.
And as a coach, you obviously have a number looking at going into the week. Probably you're sort of mapping out what you think.
Yeah, you would think the coach will have a look at games that, you know, when you're playing 12 round robin games, as you say, last year USA qualified on 6 and 6. But some years that won't be good enough. So it just depends how the win-loss records are looking. The coaches will have an idea exactly what they want their teams to be sitting at,
Не понимаю, что ты хочешь?
i.e. in number 1, 1 or 2 to get straight to semi-finals.
That's the perk that you're trying to get out of
Yes,
this.
absolutely. All these teams, you know, the medal games are in the distant future at the moment. To finish 1 and 2 is where you want to be. But if you finish 3 to 6, well, you're still in with that chance. So you're still in the competition.
Brizgalova trying to remove that top one. Make that double, and we'll kick that one right out the side. Nestle up beside their own to lie 2.
She's doing a great job today of damage limitation.
Yeah, first end makes that triple. Now makes that double. Another big sweep for Arsenkina and Kuzmina. They've had their work cut out for them so far in this game.
6、7、6、7、8、6、7、6、6、7、6、7、6、7。
Now China just need to try and utilize this other corner that they still have in play. Because there is a double on those reds.
It's a very patient approach for a young team. Sometimes you see that double and they not panic, but just
go for
get
it.
a little anxious that we got to remove those.
As long as the opposition don't call their bluff and put up a guard on them.
Oh, we're not seeing that. Another hit here for Brizgalova.
Peels that off nicely, opens it up. So Meiji did see the call. Is the hit, or are you throwing the a guard to protect? Throwing the hit. China's objective here is they don't want to leave a double on their yellows. They want to have 2 counters in the house with a bit of separation. Pretty good effort. Removes the 2 red counters. Does leave a double, but it's not an easy double. Looking for a bit more of a roll there to get it away. Elena Kovaleva throwing big weight to try and get the bounce over.
Yeah, make it just too thick. But
again, if China knows this, then there's an easy double for Russia. So China want to try and get their shooter away.
For not making the double, it was a pretty good result.
It's a very good,
Ну его прям так жестко
good result.
отпустила.
Ideally, China would like to hit that and roll right over the house, but they can't do that because it would split their other yellow.
行，
正常力量。
行。
大姚，你刚才打那个，
我出手稍微送了一点，
打甩了是吧？
对。早上往外甩了一个半个球。
China team sitting at 5-0 right now, looking to win their 6th game. They went 6 and 6 last year. Wang Lei.
正常。5、6、
Fischer in the third position. They lost out in the tiebreaker scenario the way it goes, no tiebreaker draws. And will hit, and look at that long roll across the house.
Just hits it absolutely perfectly. Any more to get more of a roll, that other yellow would have spun out the side. So just nicked their own yellow. That was a great shot. You can see here, does nick their own yellow, but leaves it in play. Shooter rolls well across the house.
Known Wang Rui, a great shot maker. She plays a lot in the mixed doubles format herself. She's two-time world mixed doubles medalist. Finished 4th place at the Olympic Winter Games last year in the mixed doubles.
And I do think the players who are playing both disciplines, you know, with the mixed doubles, when they come into this game, their touch shots and their awareness of stone placement is a lot better.
Well, it's working so far. She's playing very well. Has a chance to get 2 right back. Go to answer for the Chinese rink.
Yeah, and they didn't go gung-ho here. You know, 2 corner guards, kept it fairly open. So they left that double, came around, and a fairly straightforward 2 with good shot play.
Just looking to cap it off now. Hit and stick for Wang Rui. Trying to get this to curl a little bit. Needs to hit and stick around. And it does hang around edge of the 12-foot. And it's a 2 on the board. Good response by China, but they still trail 3-2 to Russia after 3 ends of play.
咱可以尝试跟打一些顺势。
我的一直我想打顺时针内侧，然后对蚂蚁那个站位尽量可以偏顺时那一侧一展，然后这样他逆时针那个站位他没法干，他只能往顺时针来站。
First stone on its way here for the 4th end. It is session 9. We start day 4. After today, teams will have hit the halfway point of their round robin schedule. It is a grind. 13 teams here in the field. Top 6 into the playoffs. Here's where we stand in our game. 3 by Russia in the 2nd. And China, good response, getting 2 back in the 3rd. Start with the center line guard. Katarina Kuzmina had a couple of big sweeps here in this game so far, including that one to score 3 in the 2nd.
So choosing to come around the center guard, not put up a corner.
Надо, это больше. Надо еще.
Shorter than they had wanted it. China can now come around.
Ma Jingyi, 79% on the tournament. They're 5-0. Sometimes you don't normally see those numbers down a bit. She'll still try to pick up her play if they want to continue the winning ways.
Jumping in to sweep her own stone. Wang racing. Come on then.
I'll take a break.
Oh dear. This one's light as well.
And look at this, she's sweeping her own to get it all the way there. So we're saying, sorry, I threw that one light. I'm going to come do the work on it.
See the time clocks behind them. Both teams have got 38 minutes of thinking time for their 10 ends.
Kuzmina, 83%.
Yeah, she's been very steady so far this week.
Yeah, this Russian unit, very cohesive, very strong unit, work really well together. And they look like they're having lots of fun out there on the ice.
Yeah, a lot of communication between them. Nicely played. Didn't fully bury, but nice weight.
Now, Rona, it's the way sweeping's being called now, you've got one that you'll sweep to hold the line and one to sweep to get the curl. Communication even more vital?
Yeah, absolutely. More important. So as soon as the stone's played, the sweepers are communicating that weight to the skip so that they can make that call quickly.
Yao Mingyu, 84%.
And it's one thing we've noticed from these Pacific Asian countries this week. They make the most of every single shot. Wow, what a sweep.
As I talked about the sweeping of the Russian side, China, no slouches. They make a great sweep to hold that one. The thing with China, Korea, Japan here at the World Championship, not always going to get that. The expected calls sometimes. Sometimes they can play fearless. You know what? I like this call. Let's go play.
Absolutely. They are fearless and I say they get the best out of every single shot played. Oh,
A mistake.
mistake from Russia there. And it does still lie short. So it gives China the opportunity to come around this centre pile of guards now. Just need to watch where this is placed because the tap's there on the yellow to red to go back to the shot. So just be careful of the angles.
It's really fun to see the growth and the development of Japan, Korea, China really pushing their level, which is pushing everyone's level, because now the European teams say, oh, we lost one spot for the Worlds because it's now going to the team out of China.
Yeah, it's the first year there's been able to be 3 Pacific Asia countries because there's always just maximum being 2. So because of the pre-qualifying event this year in New Zealand, it allowed China to qualify. And all 3 are certainly up in the top half of the standings at the moment. So yes, as you say, all the European nations are taking note. It's one less spot for them.
And for that matter, USA and Canada, they know they got to step their game up, because sometimes you got teams out of that Pacific region that weren't quite as strong. They didn't play as much. They know these teams are solid, and Russia as well. Now looking at this run back, they'll catch the back stone of the back of the 12-foot, just roll it out. But it's really, the game has really gone global, and it's not the usual powerhouses that are always on top.
with China, Korea, Japan. It's different teams
或者是这
are
边。
appearing at the championships. It's not always just the one
我觉得要
same
是往
team.
这儿投这
They've
几
got
个球，
multiple teams that are
往这
able
边
to
呢，
compete
他
at
这个
this
球
level.
你站位，我感觉他这个一打就定这儿了，打定偏一点，这球就定这儿了。
这儿呢，一
这个球
半一半儿。
不就漏了吗？
So
给他漏
deciding
一
whether
点儿
to
呗。
对，然后他
put
喝
a
水
long
了，
guard
他还
out
是
or
两
come
分半。
around half round
但
that
是
red
你要是
你要
or
是往
play
这
the
儿
hit
投呢
yellow to red.
我觉得要是往这边投，还不如要不然就往这儿卡一个。我爱
我
是
我的意思
I
是你
quite
往这
like
边投，他这么打，想找这个的话，只能是
the
直接这么
guard
走，
just
他碰不着，
for the sake
或
of
者是他碰着这个直
causing
接那
Russia
个
the
也没有。
problem.
这儿。
Don't you play the
Yeah,
hard
I'm
shot,
different
leave
though.
it for your opposition.
That's still fairly early in the end.
你感觉呢？
It is.
First
And
to
with
third stones.
Anastasia still to play, who's been
还是想用这边？
啊，我还是想用
firing
这侧
stones out the house today so far. You
我
need
不
to
太想用那。
have things blocked up.
行吧，13秒5行，13秒6、13秒7，就是13秒5、14秒之间。行，平常红球那底下的红球进就行。
我觉得逆着那侧可能必须得投到那个点，一旦投平了好像不太好。
行，你就13秒5、14秒，这个你就4、5、6、7不都行吗？4、5、6。
Beiji, 84%. Skip throwing these third stones.
可以等线，先别着急。
我5去。
干嘛？再来一点。
Trying to pass that top one.
Right in on top to lie two.
Great shot.
Probably see that run back, but for that, we'll take a look at Germany and the USA.
Germany lying two. Yet again, Jamie Sinclair under pressure. She's got more room to draw at this end though than she did at the last.
Looks good. Thanks, all there. Where is it? 6, 7.
Talked about all
Coming down.
the Asian countries that are growing in strength. USA, Jamie Sinclair. A few more expectations after a fourth place finish last year.
Working this one hard to bite the 8 foot. Oh, just and no more. Very well swept. So a score of 1 for US and Germany lead 4-1 after 3.
In our feature game, Brizgalova playing this run back. And another one. Just expect she's gonna make that. She'll be mad she didn't stick the red in the house.
Wow, she really is having a phenomenal game today.
Look at
Just
that
makes
one.
it look easy.
And it's the angle recognition, knowing where you need to hit on that, because there was a lot of separation of those two. You're not getting that drag effect. Look at that. Runs it right out of there.
Наш ушел. Потому что он... Надо было еще перевалить. Он ушел туда. Да, да, надо было еще перевалить. Мы слишком попали.
Gets quite demoralising for the opposition when a player against you keeps doing that time and time again. You get things set up and
Well, I think that's 3 in my notes that in the first 4 ends she's made that world-class shots.
不行，不能卡。下线，下线。下线，一个人下线。
China just keep persevering, put the stones in where they need to be.
Well, not fully buried, but it is into lie 2. They have that nibbler at the top of the 12-foot.
So, can she lift the double?
Где мне очень хочется.
78% on the tournament, but numbers in the game outstanding.
There you go. It's just a bread and butter shot for her.
Just double takeout, no problem.
Yeah, no worries.
I was just going to say, I thought we might have put the curse on right away. You talk about how well, and then but she comes down, just makes another great double takeout.
Что-то как-то такое. Ну, он стоял, что...
Comes down, says, all right, Alina, it's up to you now.
Yep, I've done my job.
3-2 the score, Russia leading. We do have the hammer here in this fourth end.
啊，这点行，我就是这点投的。13秒50秒吧。
按传球那个感觉。
行，按传球的感觉。
82%. Wang Rei, top fourth stone thrower.
可以等，别顶线，可以等线，他干嘛？正常。
他的球是不是色呀？
Going a bit wider out here, and you need that wee bit more running.
这球绝对色，
Goes up
绝对色。
short of the rings. That's a couple of times she's come up short. Struggling with the weight today.
换一下吧。我那俩还行。把这个旗给我，我用1旗。正好我那俩球。
Sweepers just catching their breath.
2给你啊，1、2，那这。然后你第2局投的那个。
我感觉够了，挺大力量。
Yeah, lower numbers for Wang Rei on her draws in the game, but the only four-stone thrower that overall is in the 80% mark. Alina Kovaleva close behind at 77. 88% on her 2 draws so far in the game.
This is looking really good. Top tee and buried.
Yeah, well played, really using the sweepers well.
It's a bit of deja vu. It was a couple of ends ago when Wang Rei had come up short and ended up using it to tap up. And I think we'll see this yellow being raised back to the red now.
Playing weight at it to remove it, or just a straight tap?
Yeah, it's going to play a take-out weight. Yellow onto red. Remove it from play. Ideally, she'd like to leave the yellow right behind that red guard.
Seen lots of granite fly. This one trying to look at the straight run back for Wang Rei.
She's going to have to curl.
And will just clip it enough to remove that one.
Just enough.
Just enough, but by rolling out. Chance of the split on that top one.
Yeah, it's close enough to the rings. Absolutely no harm in going for this for Russia.
Not quite a rock out of the rings.
You come across the face, split it in.
Сколько там от дома? Сколько от дома?
Так. Нормально, я думаю, что. Да, я сделала чуть посильнее, если что, просто прокину.
Play it almost like a tick shot.
Колодка плюс?
Gonna play it into the face of it and try and roll the shooter in.
Yeah, they're playing that way, or they could come across the face. It just depends how the ice is playing, how much curl there is on whatever hand, what she's happier playing.
Looking for the split, trying to score their second multiple point score of the game.
Лайв колодка! Больше на бэк похож!
Останется в доме! Внимание! Свич! Вау!
Sometimes you see a lot of players overthrowing splits, but you don't really need that big a weight.
Catch a chunk, roll them both in, spin it in at the end, and look at that.
What a shot. Great shot.
Good recognition, another great last shot by Kovaleva. That's 2 in this game. Look at this, ran. Good line call by Brezgalova, great sweep, Arsenkina, Kuzmina. And they get that one on. There's a deuce for Russia and a 5-2 lead over China.
Ладно, что, надо хорошую ситуацию привести, чтобы было что закрывать, а то они со своими боковыми гардами туда наваливают, мы только отбиваемся.
Хороший вес.
Well, it was a fabulous last stone by Kovaleva yet again. And this has been a solid performance, quality performance through 4 ends. Still 6 to play though, but Russia have to like the way that they are placing stones. Another one in a pretty good spot to start and end. Just haven't really seen any major miscues from them strategically or in execution so far in the game.
No, they really have been very solid from the start. China haven't done a lot wrong. Struggled a couple of draws, but not done a huge amount wrong. They just need to keep playing away, get another simple 2 back here, keep themselves in the game.
You see a team playing for China now, seeing Russia, seeing how they're playing the big weight, seeing how they're positioning stones. Do you maybe press a little bit?
Yeah, so China might have had a chat between ends and decide, okay, this isn't working for us, what can we do differently? But, you know, 2 ends ago they got a simple 2 just by having their 2 corners. So, might not need to change that. It's more when they don't have last stone. How can they force Russia to a 1? Another nice shot there.
Another corner going up. It's a Russian team at 94% through 4 ends. And it's been shot after shot, putting the pressure on this Chinese team. And Wang Rui wasn't far off, made the run back on her last, but at the same time rolled out, which allowed the split. Just minor.
Yeah, it's half shots rather than full shots. So yeah, just by playing that half shot, it gives you an opportunity for the opposition to capitalise. We were talking about the tactics changing, and China have brought in Mike Harris from Canada, you know, and he's helping greatly with that whole tactical side of the game, strategic planning, and
Yeah, and Carolyn McCrory as well, Olympic silver medalist, 2010. A couple of Olympic silver medalists, Mike Harris and Carolyn McCrory. I joked with him, oh, you look normal in those red and white, the usual colors that you're wearing as Canada, but now in China. Slide over and look at another red and white team, this time Switzerland, taking on Korea, trailing 1-0.
And Korea lying 2. on the button. So Elena Pat trying to get shot here. She needs to be careful because one of the reds could spin and just sit where it is off the yellow. She catches the wrong side, so a steal of 1 for Korea. They lead 2-0 after 4. That's young Korean team, all 19 years of age.
Still junior eligible.
Such a busy season. Played in all 3 World Cups. They've played World Juniors, World Junior Games, and now World Women's. And the Pacific Championships.
Here come the peels. Arsenkina is flying out of that hack.
She's so low to the ice when she delivers these up weights. So accurate.
Comes out, reminds me of like Yumi Suzuki, right in behind, so low, right in behind the little rocket coming out of the hack. May not be tall in stature, but can throw that hard and accurate.
And that's the key. It's all right being able to throw that big bullet weight, but it's the accuracy with it. It's key. We've seen Agnes knocking her this week. Another second player that is so consistent with the up weights.
Trying to use those stones now, get one right into the pocket.
Oh, just hit the stone with her foot.
Peel that one and look. Mike Harris has been working with Chinese Curling Association. In behind, watching on, has to be happy the way these girls have been playing so far.
Yeah, top of the table, and you know it's a long week at 12 games. It's very hard to go undefeated in 12 games. And I think we'll see a lot of that this week, that the top teams will be beating each other.
Like you said, lots of games to play, and another game going on. We'll slide over Germany, up 4-1 over the US, and more available again.
Yeah, USA's troubles continue. Germany lying 2. Daniela Jens, a draw for 3. She's got backing. Come up and sit on top of her own.
Not looking good for the US in this game. They already come in with 3 losses. This would be a 4th if they can't pull this one out.
Needs to be fully in. Is it going to be enough? Oh, just well swept. A score of 3 for Germany. They now lead 7-1 after 4 ends. An uphill struggle for USA.
They've got behind in every game. I haven't covered one of their games yet, but keep doing the updates and you keep showing. And they've been down. Even the games they've won, they've really had to fight just to win those.
That was a really nice tap there from China. Makes it hard to remove that yellow for Russia.
Is this you just want to peel the top one?
Well, it's Anastasia to play, so...
Okay, they're all gone, so we'll
They're all
just have a
gonna
blank
go.
end. Can you get all of them going?
Absolutely, with big weight, if you hit this in the right place. Top yellow onto back yellow and split both reds. But she's not playing a huge weight.
Well, trying to make them all move. Clip their own. Is that the end of the world?
No, they'll be quite happy to lose one of the reds. It was just being a friend for China to be able to freeze on, so...
No real pocket for that Yellowstone anymore.
Yeah, good result. Yeah, they're 3 up. For Russia to lose a 2 wouldn't be a disaster. They're still 1 up with the hammer.
这样是吧？把这往这送嘛，然后头往这边来。
但是他就打进这个呗，也不太好。
但是你没办法，现在
要再粘一个呢？
This is where China don't want to leave a double.
再粘一个，他这俩一冲是不是也？
后边那2个没了，然后他就反粘你。
对，所以我觉得还是这样吧，把它送下来，然后把头留在这上。
不然你就磕一大半，头
Do you
动
ever
一点
think about
然后给
hitting the
他
rim,
动一
try
点
and
不够
roll
露
to
那
the
种。
other side? Just spread them now.
8区力量，磕一半
Chinese team coach
就行。
Japan watching on. It's really tough to score 3 at this point. You give yourself a chance at the 2.
Yeah, it could hit the red and roll over to really where Wang Rui is standing.
行，加油！
It's still third stones though. There's still 2 more to come after this.
底线减速了，走一点可以吗？很大吗？大。现在条线要不磕这边？还可以啊。
Trying to change the angles, tap this in the right spot. As the dust settles,
The double's there, but it could clear the whole house.
Ну, мне кажется, что так не вылетит. Вот мне тоже кажется, что так не
直接
вылетит.
过去了。
Кажется, было так. Сначала 7, да?
Да.
if you just nose the yellow,
Боюсь, не выйдет второй тогда.
with that other yellow in there, does it make the double difficult for China?
Double.
No, she's going for
The
the double.
Так.
She's going for the double to catch the top one thin and spring across to the other one rather than.
Sweep, sweep, sweep.
Right out of Kovaleva's hand. Thin on the top one, make the double. Look at them fly. Double made by Kovaleva. Strong play continuing for Russia.
And it's virtually the stage now where China, do they just go for the blank?
打定吧，行不行？
It is just the 5th end. Do you need to take the risk right now?
You could go into the 5th end break. You know, you're still 3 down, but there's 5 ends to go. Take your 2s, force 1s, no problem.
That's what they're going to do. Play the hit. Play this one out to blank the end.
Russia have done a really good job of clearing up at this end.
Nina Kovaleva for the hit.
Можно поднять.
Kovaleva showing she's up to the task here this week so far. First time skipping at a world championship. She's been as an alternate a couple times, but now skipping this rink. Brought on Arsenkina, who played last year with Moiseva.
加油！
Beat Anna Sidorova in the Russian qualifier to get here.
对。
Yeah, was that a best of 7 that they had?
Wang Rui finished just outside of the playoffs last year. Coming in 5-0, trying to keep that win streak going. Trying to blank this 5th end. Hit, roll it out, have enough to get it out of the rings.
No,
And it
doesn't.
won't, so a mistake there, taking one. Tough way to head into the fifth end break, as it is 5-3 now. Russia leads, and they will get the hammer back to try and do more damage into the second half of this game.
Они не твердые? Я не поняла, я не видела.
А он валил.
Но они сначала взяли, потом воу-воу.
Она
А потом уже,
подумала, что он чуть-чуть.
Но мы достаточно мало попадем, поэтому можно...
Second end and a chance. After China unable to get in there. A good position to try and steal. Tough raise and stick to score 3 for Kovaleva and Russia. It does. They sit for the early triple for Team Russia. China bouncing right back in the third. Patient end, really used those corner guards well. Wang Rei has the hit and stick to get 2 points right back. And able to hang around in the 12 foot, so 2 for China back in the third end. Fourth, a rollout on the raise by China. Left wide open rings. And why not go for the split, Alina Kovaleva? Made everything else. Why not make the split, get it right onto the rings? And no problem right there. A 2 for Russia in the fourth end. That has them up after China noses one, a 5-3 game heading to the sixth. Germany up 7-1, commanding lead over USA. And Korea leading Switzerland 2-0. Switzerland yet to get on the board as they play in 5.
Ну, они собрали втором.
Да, да.
Да, и все.
Да, сейчас уже ужасно начнут распыляться.
They still have to deal with it, right? Yeah. And you guys were set up really good that you could just hit them
对，
later.
你往后旋，他打出相关你就3分，打不出来就2分。总之现在一个宗旨，你先手的时候把他球往后磕，懂我意思吧？把他球磕到8区左右，你球留到他上面，他不想相关，那就有点大力皮儿，他一皮儿到，啪，马上是反粘的，粘位球该有的有啊。打后手也是粘磕，粘磕。想想咱跟激光队打双人比赛的时候，击打好怎么办？粘磕。
Well, look at the numbers through the first 5, and look at those percentages for Russia. Has them up 5-3 in the game, 94% overall to 83 of China, 96 draw percent to 78 of China, 93% to 90. No stolen points in this game, but it's been a hammer game. Multiple points for Russia. They lead 5-3 at the break.
Back line, need a rub. Oh, 8秒。OK。
Что-то очень сильно задело.
Well, the Russian flag waving here. Russia controlling play. Doing everything they want, dictating the way they want to go about playing this game. just really setting things up well. And then when they needed, the big weight shots from Brizgalova. It's been a fun first 5 ends. Disappointing way to finish for Wang Rui, sticking that one around.
Yeah, Russia's been really strong with their hammer efficiency. The first 5 ends of the game. But still 5 ends to go. We'll see China get some guards in play. But as we see, often in the 6th end, when Leeds try to put up the guards, they sail into the house.
Quicker, and Russia will have no issue hitting this one whatsoever with a 2-point lead and hammer. Important to stick around, though. Look at the numbers, 98% on the game, 83 for the tournament for Kuzmina.
Yeah, that was a bad mistake there from China.
Yeah, nice little roll off, so you're not right on the center line. %85 on the game, better than the tournament numbers for Ma Jingyi.
线路回就是力量，2、3，大姚内侧下来了，线路回就是力量，3、3，2、2，还擦吗，老梅？下线了。
这个多大？
Well, one already in the rings for Russia. Play another one around.
Yeah, and this is where China really have to take advantage of the new 5 rock free guard zone. Try and build something. So it's still 5 ends to go, even if they force one here.
A little bit off, not quite behind the guard, but still. They're in lying too early.
90吧。
你就13秒、14秒、13秒5就行。行，好滑了，他这个13秒8磕了。
98% for the game today. She's doing her bit.
Yao Mingyu.
9、可以等，8、9、下线吗？干嘛内侧？
It's been a very well played game. Little tap and roll. Russia's got a simple game plan. Keep that center line clear. So we look the low player in the team for Russia, Arsenkina at 83%. That'll help bring those numbers up.
$15秒、16秒都行，我不俩擦。
2、3区站 ，OK，小一点也是。
Still second players, China. Just keep putting up that cover. Try and force an error from Russia.
线路 OK 可以等啊，现在就是力量，王蕊内侧，王蕊 go， hurry。 OK， 辛苦了，辛苦了，这两条小，15秒吧，辛苦了，阿姨。
Let's look over Korea and Switzerland. Switzerland trying to get on the board here over on sheet D.
nice takeout from Kim Min-ji. Korea Lai 2. Elena Pats. Plenty of room to get into the rings. Needs to be in the 4 foot. She has got backing. Can come up to that red Korean counter, which is what she's doing. So a score of 1 for Switzerland. They're on the board. Korea lead 2-1 after 5.
Swiss started to look like they were getting things together, struggling a bit early on in the event. Taking a Korean team that's playing very well. So trying to put a couple guards up, they got peeled. I'd like to just hit the back one.
They could have played a freeze on that back one. Still early enough in the end. Wow.
Triple digits. Brizgalova bring her tournament numbers up, coming in at 79%. Hits right on the nose. And the thing with those numbers, she hasn't played low percentage shots. She's had some tough run backs.
Yep, but executed every single one perfectly.
%80 on the game. Meiji, 84% on the tournament.
Yeah, and Meiji's not had a bad game, but when you're playing against 100%, that's very difficult.
And again, there's a little bit of a half shot, the difference there. What does Russia now do?
I think you'll see them hit this.
Just pick it even if you clear everything?
Yeah, even if you empty the house. No, they're going to draw. Lie 2, go for their 2, which is an even end. If they take a 2 here, it's a big jump in the game. Yeah, they're 2 up if they can go 4 up.
They want this T-line or?
Just level with their own so that there's no double. But also as well, they've got to look at the angle of the yellow because China could hit the yellow to come over and punch the red and go to the other red. So they can take this right back. China would have to hit the yellow to come to that red. So it's a well-placed stone. I've seen Anastasia play all these hits, but she can draw 2.
So electing to hit, they're trying to roll it behind? Or still trade a couple of hits to get it in a position where you can play your top yellow?
Yeah, just trying to get that positioning right for them. But China have only got 2 stones left.
%70 on the game. One of our lower games for Wang Rei.
Yep, plays that well.
Let's look over Germany, USA.
Germany lying 1 on the button. USA lying 2nd and 3rd. So that yellow on the left-hand side, top of the screen. Jamie Sinclair going for the raise. Trying to tap that yellow into the house to remove the red.
7-1 game, you got a chance at multiple points, but not really the shot you want to have to play.
No, but you have to go for that. to the scoreline. Sweeper's trying to hold this. It's not far away.
Nice. Good. Nice shot.
Well, didn't catch it the way she wanted, but gets the result. Score of 3.
Yeah, it looks like she could have made that a couple of ways with all those red stones in play, helping them out.
So that helps the scoreboard. 7-3 for Germany now. Sorry, 7-4 for Germany.
So they trade hits in our featured game on that.
Такой.
Have the angle to try and
Показалось, что он такой спокойный. Я думала, что он
play off
пойдет.
their own to get both. Again, just Russia's just made the shots, made the simple shots that they need to make.
Yeah, their stone positioning really has been first class today. Russia came out here with a job in mind, and my goodness, certainly stuck to it in the first 6 ends so far.
A nose hit, concede 2 more to Russia. A long way back when keep giving deuces to your opponent. Well, not giving, Russia's earned their 2.
Yeah, at the beginning of this end, China would dearly love to have, if not stolen the end, just forced 1.
Look at that, 98%. Lena Kovaleva.
Подождем. Больше, чем тут. Вау. Ничего. Поднять вообще нет, вообще нет. Ничего,
Nothing from the sweepers on this one. As they don't need to do anything, just a hit, stick in the 8-foot, and it is 2 more for Russia. 3 times scoring with the hammer, all multiple points. That has them up 7-3 after 6.
Что, так же все в дом, аккуратно разносим. Если что, на -2 уходим, забираем 1 свой. В 8-м. Да.
Не, пока многовато. Нельзя. Совсем. Похож на вылет.
It has been an impressive start to this game through 6 ends now for Russia. LGT World Women's Curling Championship 2019. That one for Kuzmina goes right through. But look at that. Hammer efficiency at its finest here for the Russian side. Ma Jingyi and China have not played poorly They just haven't been as perfect as the Russian side has been in this matchup.
Yeah, Russian team have certainly been very strong so far today. Their stone positioning's been great. Execution's been great. And any time there's been a glimmer of hope for China, Russia just spoil it.
And I didn't see whether or not it was the call to throw it through or if it was just heavy and they swept it a bit to make sure it got through. Second one does go to a pretty good spot for Kuzmina.
China have to throw everything now at this game. Get up the junk up front.
Trying to use corner guard play to their advantage. Two corners out in front. Russia looking to just keep things to the center of the house. And they've shown their hit ability has been so strong in this game. Daunting task to try and come back against.
I just want this one to stop top 12 foot. Really nicely played. So China just going to use the Russian stones to play about with, tap them back. Just try and force Russia to make an error. So Wang Rui saying they want to call a timeout. It is the 5 rock rule. 5 rocks have been thrown now, so they know Russia's going to be peeling any minute now.
What do you like? A little move them around? Use the
Yeah,
corner?
the tap back just to use the stones. Those two guards are there. Russia are going to start peeling. You see the time difference, China down to 15 minutes. Russia still got 21.
往边区传完，头还能甩过去，是最好的效果。
往这面边，
对，
往那边边。
往这边，这边脚大，你往这边传，给他传到提线后，完头往这边站位甩，他清开一个，你还能反站到边区的，
底线
明白吗？可以，可以，实区底线都行。对呀，这边脚大，你传完，你把上面4区红球传到提线8、9区后区，明白吗？把头甩到右侧站位上是最好的效果。把头往这边传，把他往底区旋。
传过来了，然后他把那个站位清开了。
然后你反站的底区这个球。
反站他。
对，上面还有站位，只能这么做3分。
然后他
粘磕的就行。对，再往上粘中线的都行。就争取把3分做出来就，你只要把头留到营里，把它磕到底区就行。OK。
确保头在营里。
对，完了找好力量线了啊。
往哪边？头往这边，阿忠往这边。啊。
Well, they use their timeout, talk about the strategy. How do you play it out? You got 2 corners in position.
反正你感觉吧，底线我感觉差不多。行，5按9，5按10贴底线里。嗯。确保头肉。
Yao Mingyu. I did talk. They want to try and chip off it, get the roll, but not quite enough.
但是线他指了，没有办法再顶线他。
这得再擦一点吧，皮儿过去了。
再顶线他的。一开始就是让。
Really nice shot, great result. 3 in a row.
Still have corners to use. That's what China's going to have to try and take as a positive. Use them now. Get him behind the corner.
Yeah, and this is where their stone positioning has to be pretty spot on. They have to be completely buried behind the corner to be effective.
Do you think you may just draw, straight draw right now?
It's still early in the end. Still in second player stones. But they're obviously slightly panicking because they're now facing 3. But when you're 4 down in the game, you don't want to be hitting.
It just seems you could place a stone behind the guard a lot easier with the draw than the hit and roll.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, there's the hit. Try and roll it right over. Real good effort by China. Yao Mingyu will look over. Things have swung a little bit. U.S. now maybe a little momentum after the 3.
Yeah, they're now line 3. Guarded. Daniela Jens having to basically draw the button. She has got backing, but it's all about the line. You're saying line's good, it's up to the sweepers. Needs to be there. Oh, what a shot. Score of 1 for Germany. Extend their lead 8-4 after 6 ends.
That's real nice for Germany, and those are the shots that you have to make as a skip. Team may be off a little bit in the end, and okay, let's save our team. Shots that need to be made here now. Meiji, after Brizgalova rolled out.
We often see that momentum swing in games. You know, we've seen there USA, just them getting that raise for 3 lifts the whole team spirit, and they've come out and played a really good next end in line 3.
Meanwhile here, that one goes right in behind, deep in the 8-foot though. Lots of room around that guard.
Yeah, the ice is a nice swing on it. They can pass guards and still curl a long way. No technical timeout being called. The stone handle is loose, so they need one of the ice technicians to
It's lifted.
come and fix it.
No, it's lifted.
May not be the lights, it's almost like the handle is loose.
Yeah, it's loose, so they just need to come on. Very technical term with the...
But I like this, that Brizgalova is going to go down, just talk with her skip, use the time, and just get away. They'll let them do it. Maybe tell a joke.
The Icemen hopefully aren't away in a tea break and are close by, that they can come and
Bring the tool, tighten it
the
up.
bolt, bring their toolkit.
So we'll be able to go down and get rid of that one.
Да, там даже чуть больше трети.
Хочу попробовать вывести средним тейком. Потому что вдруг они еще раз плохо сделают.
They'll wait for the official there, trying to get that handle tightened. We'll slide over and give you a look in. Korea against Switzerland over on sheet D. Final shot of the 6th end. Is it Korea line 1 right now? Possibility for a second point for Kim Min-ji.
Very close.
Very close all around, but looks as though it might just be that red stone.
And she's got a way in here. The house is open. Just wants to draw the forefoot. Sweeper's nursing it in. Yeah, beautifully done. So a score of 2 for Korea. Gives them the jump, 4-1.
That ends just a perfect example of how you can play to the wing, into the corner guard, and then you have that draw to the heart of the rings to get that extra point.
And that's the skip's dream, to be able to get to that forefoot.
We're all good to go here in our feature game. Brizgalova now, chance to get at that one. See if the little break and flow. Well, by the front. And well, we'll just peel that one out. Don't really want to stick around behind the tee line.
So China really need to get buried here. They need to get one in behind cover if they want to try and set up a multiple score.
The precision just continues for this Kovaleva rink.
Having to try and bring it back to get the cover. Again, I think Russia will still be able to see some of that yellow stone. It's not. Just see the edge of it.
We're gonna go peel it. I thought you could try and play it quiet and come down to it and tap it out.
But I suppose by playing that quiet weight, you're then going to leave one back tee that could be frozen upon. So Russia don't want to leave anything for China to use. But yeah, the guard's long enough that you could come round and easily tap that yellow back.
Not much to argue with this Russian side this morning, because they have not been wrong.
And they're 4 up in the game. Quite happy to clear things up.
They don't get rid of it. They leave the guard and leave it protected.
That's really the first error we've seen from the skip. So can China take advantage?
They're playing the hit right now, trying to get that, make the hit and roll. Do you roll behind where that stone is?
They want to definitely roll, but they don't want to roll and leave a double.
See what Wong Lorraine can come up with. Make a nice hit and roll. 3 is in the picture.
Yeah, if they can bury this behind cover.
Except right on the nose. Room to make that double? I think there's definitely enough room.
I'm not sure why they were sweeping that. Were they trying to go the other way? Possibly. Trying to hold the line to roll away from the other stone. But But if they'd rolled right behind the red guard, behind cover, potentially they could have got a 3. However, thin double now for Russia. Elena Kovaleva want to make up for her last error.
Right out of release. Close here. Get one. And just over the top. Right overhand, they were on it. A little snug with the release. And a chance at 2 now for China. 2 misses in the end by Kovaleva. Just over the face of it.
Ну, там было, конечно, место, но не скажу, что много.
So hit the house, and China gets 2, cuts the lead in half.
It was just an end of perseverance by China. Just trying to force that error, and they got.
You have to keep doing that. Sometimes it seems very difficult and tough to stay patient when you're down by 4 points. Here, hit the house. Just execute your shots. Well, right into the rings, no problem. You can put 2 on the board for China. They cut into the lead, but now they got to go against Russia with the hammer. Haven't had success yet with that.
Ну, 1 обязательно забрать. Да.
Well, we begin the eighth end, 7-5, Russia leading China. Luke Coley here with Rona Howie. You're watching live coverage of our feature game, the LGT World Women's Curling Championship. Here's how we got to this point. Line score, Russia has been very efficient with the hammer. 3 multiple point scores. China hasn't been awful. They got 2 deuces. The one they scored of a single was meant to be a blank. Shown patience, trying to come back. We'll see what Russia can do. It's almost a avoid a steal end as opposed to try and generate your 2.
Yeah, both teams here, very different objectives. You know, Russia have been so strong in this game.
Let's compare these players here in this 8th end. Look at the difference. Kuzmina, 98%. And Ma Jingyi, not a bad game, 89. they've gone up against a juggernaut in this game so far.
And that, you know, could be testament to why Russia have been so strong when they've had the hammer. Their efficiency's been spot on every time. So if their lead's playing that percentage, that's a great start for you.
Really sets the table because you can get things in a good position, especially. It seems like a bit of a broken record, but with the 5 rock free guard zone rule, your leads need to get stones in position. There, 2 centerline guards, pretty good. Russia will go in behind with a second one.
And we have seen teams this week tick these guards rather than come around. So it's the team's own preference.
Будет фриз контакт. Небольшой контакт. Ставить выше. Выше.
Ничего, ничего.
Чуть-чуть контакт. Супер.
Just nicked off their own. They were hoping it would just stop in time, but
Almost wanted me go ahead a little bit, take it around, but then you might be behind the T line.
so it gives a nice wee pocket for China just to freeze on top.
Well, Russia's played very well, but I really like the way that Meiji has called this game. Has been very patient with it, hasn't panicked, which you expect out of some younger teams and inexperienced teams at this level. You think, oh, they got to press it a little bit, but they haven't.
No, it is a game of patience. This one's looking heavy.
Yao Mingyu,
Again, she's jumped up to sweep her own stone.
I don't know if it's an injury. Didn't see anything from Wang Rei. Look at the comparison. This time it's Yao Mingyu, 98% to 88 of Arsen Kina. Solid front end numbers. What do you think, Ronan? At this point now at the end, anything's fair game to remove, but yet, Arsen Kina, let's bring another one in.
Well, that's how they've been successful when they've had last stone all game. So they're just saying, why change it? This one's looking heavy as well. Can they nick their own?
Is there enough to play that and sit in that position?
They really want to bounce across to try and get some cover. They don't want to sit out in the open. Are they better just freezing it right now?
That's what I thought.
That's a nice pocket.
They're going to play the hit as they will play that. We'll look and see. Germany, USA, 8-4. Germany leading the USA. It's like Germany lying 4, Rona?
Yeah. Again, Germany putting the pressure on Jamie Sinclair. The only good thing for Jamie, although she's facing 4, there is a way into the 4 foot.
You mentioned it before, the lift you get when your team plays or gets a good score. It was a score of 1 by Germany, but it was a good score. Now you come back and let's regroup. And the US is not able to manage to generate any offense.
Sweepers are standing right off this. Is this going to stop? Does have backing.
She's lucky she had the backing. That one, backline weight she was throwing.
It does get her 1. So 8-4 after, sorry, 8-5 now after 7 ends. So tightened the score a bit.
What's more important? Is it nose hit, or do they want to get a little inside for Russia?
Yeah, Russia don't want to leave anything for China to come in and freeze upon, cause them a problem. be fair with the scoreline,
Will they make the double?
are they 2 and line
Wow.
3?
I knew the double was a possibility. I didn't know if they'd be taking it on.
No, because I think it was more important where the shooter finished there. It's more like what you're leaving the opposition rather than trying to get the double. But wow,
Got to the nose, maybe a hair inside to make that. They have been fantastic.
can China just play a flop inside here? Just want to get a wee flop over. Yeah, that's a really good shot.
Very nice.
They need to be careful. There's still 3 Russian counters in the head. And we've seen how good Russia has been in this game with hammer efficiency.
Can't get much better than Brizgalova. Here to Meiji, who, again, is having a good game, but perfect game so far from Brizgalova. Won't make the double peel. And an unlucky result jams that one, so that changes the outlook at the end.
Certainly does.
We're playing the 8th end. China, how hard are you going for the steal? Because now you're in a position you can make a shot, try and play for a force. Might have to change gears if you're China, but we'll change gears over to Korea and Switzerland over on sheet D.
And Korea line 1, edge of the 4-foot. But Elena Pats has got to take out for 2. She's line 2nd shot beside the red one. Play a nice controlled weight. Can afford to hit and roll across. Plays that really nicely. Good weight. Score of 2 for Switzerland as they fight back. 4-3 after 7.
So that 4-3, and that one after 7 ends. And it plays the come around. How quickly it can turn. It's one shot, the jam by Brizgalova.
Yeah, really put the pressure onto Russia now to make some shots. Yeah, because Russia's got to think we're 2 up with the hammer. Even if we score 1 here, we're then 3 up with 2 ends to go, which is a great position to be in. They don't want to get sucked in behind this centre guard now by China. Just play the scoreboard. They could actually run the guard back, as we've seen that
Да, мне нравится.
Anastasia's been very good at that today. So.
Ну там сложно.
Eyeing up the angles.
Well, I think if you run it, I don't know if, I think that middle pack might actually drag it away from that yellow stone on the back of the 12-foot. If you go across the top, running it back. Love to be able to make this and then have the red kick onto that yellow.
Yeah. I think that's what she was eyeing up, that plan to get onto the red.
But nothing right on release.
Silence.
Just a straight peel. So it is China line 1 back 4-foot.
China need to just be slightly careful because Russia only need to tap that stone a couple of inches to get to be line 2, and there's such a big draw around there. To come round that top yellow and just tap the yellow back. but China can't guard everything.
收一点点。有点大的点。
偏哪侧最好一点？
偏中线上。
啊，行。
This guard is coming right up.
太近了这个。
OK， 行行，
面有点大，
行行行，是这样挺好的，好球。
Well, tight in again. If you play the guard, probably again try the same thing on this one.
哎，这人。
China could find a way to steal one in this end. Puts them in a much better position, try and come back in the game. 7-5 score. Comparison of the fourth stone throwers. Kovaleva 91%, 77 for Wang Rui. Lower than her overall percentage on the tournament.
Я думаю, надо пробить. Хочешь лоб или совсем туда?
Чуть-чуть
I
от
think
лба.
we'll see some granite flying here.
Well, we've said Brizgalova can throw it hard. Kovaleva, no slouch herself. Really trying to hold this one now, run it back. And misses it, so now facing 3 and leaves that one as a bit of a guard out in front.
Yeah, that wasn't the result she was looking for.
They started a very good aggressive approach here in this 8th end. They've been trying to change the mindset and went a little defensive late, playing the run backs and peels, and it's got them in trouble.
So China can certainly close the door for the intern draw. And leave her the outturn draw.
Well, and it's been a while since a draw has been thrown by Kovaleva. Look back, I think in the 4th end was her last draw, when she made the split for 2. Good looking opportunity now for China.
She's really coming down the hill now. Really good shot. So forces Kovaleva to the outturn draw. Needs to be fully forefeit. Which it is there, but it's asking the question. The first time really that China have dominated the end.
And you look halfway through the end, it was Russia line 2 in a real good position, but good little hit and roll changed the entire end.
14:50 у нее вот самое начало.
And it was just China being patient and using the Russian stones to their advantage.
Lena Kovaleva, last stone of the 8th, facing 4 counters. Needs 4 foot.
Sweepers seem happy.
Right to the full 4 foot, come in enough. And there is a clutch draw from the Russian skip right to the 4 foot. And it is a single point. That's a big one for Kovaleva, as they have an 8-5 lead after 8.
Надо было снять гард, девочки, и не париться, открыть просто камень. И еще раз. Надо было снимать гард.
Ну, естественно, я ошибалась в пил, как бы, а не в
Нет,
стей.
я не тебе, не на Галином тогда. Потому что они нам
Если бы не
занутрились.
привезли такое лукошко, то было бы неплохо все. Потому что они бы не сделали потом это
Ошибка,
дабл.
видишь, в пиле она не ошибется, а тут...
It was the first time in the game Russia unable to score multiple points, but it was a key shot made by their skip. Talked about it, Rona, that you need to make that draw to save your team every couple ends. They couldn't quite set things up for the multiple point, but they get the 1 point on the board.
Yeah, important 8th end of the game. They were 2 up. So just important for Russia to score there. To go 3 up with 2 ends to go, they're in a really good position. They certainly didn't want to lose anything at that end.
Disappointing Wang Rei, unable to get into the house in a better spot because she goes into the top 4-foot top button with her last. That draws just to cut it down. Sets us where we're at, 8-5 as we play 9th end action.
Yep, so China just have to put up their corner guards, try and generate something, force Russia to make a mistake. They have made an odd one now, last couple of ends.
Супер.
Хорош.
China's going to stick to their game plan, get the 2 corners, and they've done well with that with the hammer. And I'll say one thing, there hasn't been you've talked about a lot of teams not wanting to use all the guards and the free guard zone rule. China is. They're getting the 2 corners up a lot of the time in this game.
They are, and they have used them, which is so frustrating when you see teams put up the corners, they get sucked to the centre, and they don't make use of the corners.
So 2 in, 2 corners. Trying to line a 3rd one up here.
Yeah, really nice stone placement there from Russia.
So playing the hit, trying to clear up a little bit of the center, also allow them to use the corner guards. Yao Mingyu. Mingyu trying to make the roll, but that's where your shooter just needs to stick around. You're better nosing that than rolling out.
Yeah, rollout wasn't an option there when you're 3 down, because straight away Russia's going to start removing these corner guards.
Arsenkina comes flying out to try and get rid of the corner and gets nothing, goes right by it. So a few little mistakes in the last couple ends by Russia.
Now, chance for China to come around this corner.
Well, let's look in. Germany, USA right next to us. Looks like Germany line 2.
And they have the last stone to play. So guaranteed a 2 shot here for 3. USA tried to take a thin double in the reds and flashed past everything.
Chance for a third 3 of the game in that one for Germany. A 2 and 3 USA team. Germany coming in 2 and 2.
Sweeper's working this one hard to hold the line. Is it going to overcurl? It does. Missed opportunity there. Daniela Jens will not be happy with that. But it is a 2, so they take the lead 10-5 after 8. And it's enough for USA. They shake hands. So another win for Germany on the board.
So now 3 and 2. As Russia just gets by, we'll get that back one out. Great sweep. So Daniela Jentsch and Germany knock off USA, winning 10-5. US drops to 2 and 4. China lies one top 12 foot. They clear those stones out of the center line. Russia doesn't hold their shooter. They can use the corner. They have a few stones at play. So the rollout actually is a big roll. And Korea's on a bit of a roll. See if they can keep it going. They're up 4-3 over Switzerland.
On line 1, back of the 4-foot. Lena Pats tried to freeze it, but was heavy. Just giving Kim Min-ji an opportunity to draw for 2 and really take the jump in this game. This young team, all 19 years of age, holding their own in the world women's scene so far this week. Sweeper standing off this though. Oh, just rubbed the top guard. And pinballs into the 4-foot. That's the way to do it.
Just as they drew it up. Just bounce off the 2 guards and right into the 4-foot for the deuce.
Oh, well, they lead 6-3 after 8.
Sometimes things are going your way.
Yeah, you need some lucky rubs in this game.
Come around by China. It's a real good spot, forcing Kovaleva. You know what, let's peel the guard, even if we give up 2 here, as we look at all the scores. That one final on sheet C, Germany doubling up the US 10-5 to win their 3rd game. Korea doubling up Switzerland right now, 6-3 and 9, and we are 8-5 in the 9th end. Kovaleva ripped the guard. Say, I'm gonna have an open look on my last, at least get rid of 1. The most you're gonna get is 2.
Yeah, Russia more than happy to give up a 2 here. The 1 up with the hammer, coming home. Great position to be in.
地线啊，地线啊，你俩只要擦大白圈比他近就行。行。
14秒。14秒。我感觉你就还按正常的感觉投，我俩擦没问题。OK。
5、6、7。
行，
可以。
I'll draw behind the other corner, maybe get a miss from Russia. Maybe they chase after this one. But trying to secure your 2. Wang Rui, 4th stones.
Oh, this is looking a bit steamy. Is it going to stop?
Needs to out-count that one. Fortunately, it starts to take the curl.
Yeah, the big swing really takes the weight off. Really nicely played, Stone. If Russia hit and roll out here, potentially there's a 3 on the cards. Sorry, I can't count.
Just want to hit and stick, force Wang Rui to have to make a play on it in order to get their score. And it is very close. I think you may want to hit that just to make sure.
It just spun back in at the end there.
And they are going to play the hit. I think it's necessary. You don't want to bring it to chance.
No, if there's any doubt at all, you have to make a play on it. So a nose hit for 2.
Wang Rui, final stone of his 9th end. Well, looking real close. Make the hit, roll in. And there's 2 for China. Again, 2 corners, patient play. They still trail by a single point. So we'll head to the 10th end, 8-7, Russia on top. all comes down now, 10th end, a 1-point game. 3 in the second end. Big one for Russia. Here, the LGT World Women's Curling Championship. Our feature game, Russia, China. Just 2 of the 3 games still out on the ice. Hope you're enjoying our coverage here. I'm Luke Coley, joined with Olympic gold medalist Rona Howie. China looking to go all out, try and steal, to tie, possibly win the game.
Yeah, this is where the 5 rock free guard zone rule will come into effect for China, big time. So Russia just trying come around top 4. Plays that pretty nicely. We've seen other countries that would maybe tick that rather than come around, but Russia have been very successful with this tactic during this game.
Like to get in there early.
Controlling that 4 foot.
I'd love to have access to the 4 foot here late. Ma Jingyi. Just trying to get that one over and let it stop because it's over curling a bit. So 2 center line guards.
Sweepers working this one hard, trying to come right around.
Like trying to sneak past their own, and again, we saw this a couple times, they just touch it a little bit. Very reminiscent of the 8th end.
Yeah, her weight was perfect if she'd just missed that top red. Yep, and this was the nest that led to China lying 4 at the end of the end and forcing Russia to draw for 1 at 8. So they would like to be in that position again.
These are games that really test how strong you are mentally, how you go about making these last few shots. Strategize, try to steal the game away.
So that shot, although it's not ideal, it's given them something to work with as the end progresses. They've got something at the back of the 4 they could freeze upon. But Russia, this is the stage. They're up by 1. They've got last stone. Don't get sucked in. Just clear the guard.
Yeah, make this play now. It was a couple ends ago. They went and they played in the rings. They played the hit and roll.
Because it does look very tempting. You think, oh, if I could just hit and roll in there, put them in trouble. But then you don't make that shot perfectly, and all of a sudden, you're in trouble behind the guards. So it just peels off the top one.
On replacing guards. Everything just peel the tight one now.
Yes. Because that long guard's not going to be a danger, really, for Russia, because you can come round it in both hands because it's so long. It's that yellow that's closest to the house that's the most dangerous. But they're looking at, I think, trying to clear both.
Clear a high one, and if you just get by the other one, you may get the one in the rings. This one doesn't seem as dangerous as the one they could fully see. Try and get something out of this one, and nothing. It'll go over the top. Minor tactical error there possibly for Russia going after that high guard. Let's slide over Korea and Switzerland.
Korea line 2 on the edges of the forefoot, right and left.
Big port. Try and get in, gotta get past the front.
Just a nose hit from Elena Patz.
I think they just got it. First glance, I thought they got it, but...
Oh, it is.
So single point for Switzerland, 6-4. Korea has the hammer. Big importance to these games. Every game's so important. Come in, Korea ahead of Switzerland in the standings. Switzerland 2-2, Korea 3-1. Never want to fall 2 games behind a team. Game between these two, China and Russia. Russia trying to bring China back to them. China the only unbeaten team so far this week.
Oh,
so close,
so
just
close
rubs
to being
it.
absolutely perfect. So that now gives Russia the opportunity to get this front cleared. With that close guard. Oh, if that yellow had just been frozen perfectly on the back red, China were in a really good position. But Russia need to make this. Anastasia certainly had a great game of hitting. Can she do it again?
Just get the, take the guard off. You're 8-7, Russia leading, up by 1 with the hammer. Last of third stones remaining.
Yeah, China not really thinking so much about this stone. It's what Wang Rui is going to be left with her last stone.
Playing a tap back, maybe you throw one more guard up, waist, get it a little bit closer to the end.
Yep, still third stones. Guard's a good call here. We've seen an odd error creeping in from Russia.
Looked like the indication trying to tap that red stone back. Top of the 8-foot though. Just tap that one back. No, Russia's probably hitting and ripping something.
Yeah, trying to just set up the angles and stone placement so that Wang Rui is going to have that final shot to put pressure on Russia.
Ну, если что, вот так, но желательно вот это все убрать. Ну, не особо острый стоит. Полкамницы надо попасть. Чуть поменьше.
Поострее чуть-чуть.
Да. Да, давай.
It's easier for Russia now. They're hitting in the house. And that's why I probably still quite like the guard from the third player. And then come in with your skips 2 stones. But there is a potential jam if she doesn't hit this right.
Yeah, these stones a lot closer together than if the guard was out in front of the rings. Change. Try and get both of them going. All that's left, that stone back button.
Yeah, it's a really good shot. Opened everything up. Yeah, that's the main objective. She's clearing that 4 foot for her skip. And yes, China do have the perfect freeze on the button, but Russia have got access to it with big weight. So, really good shot there.
And a smart line call, Kovaleva getting on that, knowing that they weren't going to make it over the top, so they were able to get all of them moving. You think you have to move that to get shot stone?
That's close. Maybe just 2 millimeters.
Okay. So Wang Rei's going to move this 2 millimeters, sit right on top.
But the dead freeze is good enough with her first because she's still got another stone to come.
Yeah, it's almost like it's we're a rock ahead for China. They wish this was the last stone of them.
Yeah. Because they know if they do play the perfect freeze, Russia's going to blast it.
Would you ever thought of playing a guard at this moment?
Absolutely could have. And leave that for your last. Because now, if Russia remove the yellow and even nudge their back red out the way, China's left freezing 1 back 8 foot.
If you're Russia, do you want to get rid of that? You want to play this one off your red?
Yeah, don't leave China anything to freeze. But even if you do leave that, it's not a disaster for Russia. Say it's wide open. So even if they play the perfect freeze, she's got the chance to hit it.
А тебе нравится с каким? С этим, если что, ролл, а если что, стей давали. Нет? Просто с этим, если мы чуть-чуть острее попадаем, то он прямо здесь остается. Нет? Ну, смотри, как хочешь, давай с этим.
Да, давай вот
сильно?
Так вот, сильно, ага.
Russian coach on the bench looking a bit nervous.
Stay. Stay, можно чуть-чуть перевал.
A pivotal game. Both these teams, Russia 4-1, just behind China at 5-0. We'll leave that yellow shot stone, but it's out of the 4 foot. It's opened up that button area. China ever comes top 4 foot, pardon me.
Just biting it. So that you can't nose it to get the shot.
先去老比他这个近，这个位置。
行吧。就大一点就搭了，他能抓多大呀？就只能搭一点，对吧？
对，稍微搓一点，让他打完之后，这球有这个，开。这个点就行哈。嗯。这个点还是这个点吧，我不能给你太大了。我觉得大一点，那个点有点涩。行，不然那个点稍微有一点小。
那就再给他扩一点点，行吗？
这球，这球二旋停5区是不赢那个。对， 我觉得最好是都进6区这个位置。
行行行，全都一半就行吧，让他打，是吧？
顶线去。
So a lot of communication about exactly where the stones to finish, so the sweepers know where they want it.
Yeah, precise precision with this one needed.
Oh, not looking too happy with this one. Sweepers are saying it's heavy.
They wanted top forefoot with this one. Needs to take that curl, and it's sliding further than they wanted, and will come right down back forefoot, 4 feet deeper than they wanted.
Disappointing finish for Wang Rui. Set this end up well. An open hit for Russia to win the game.
And they have been solid on their hits throughout the game.
Чуть-чуть побольше.
Make the hit and stick. Victory for Russia. Look to give China their first loss, even them in the standings. Final stone here, 10th end. Now trying to get it to the nose. Hit glances up and nervous moments, but it sticks, and a win for Russia. They improve to 5-1 as they will get their single point and a 9-7 victory in a well-played game. Both sides curling well, but Russia, in the end, too strong with the hammer. They win 9-7. Hugs all around for the Russian side as they beat China. China's first loss of the competition. Both teams will be off this afternoon. We'll be back in action this evening. Russia will play Finland, while it will be China taking on Germany, who won earlier today. This is session 9, the first of 3 today. After today, we'll hit the halfway point, but we'll slide over to Sheet D and Korea, Switzerland. Korea with the hammer, they have a 2-point lead. Korea comes in with a 3-1 record. Switzerland right behind them, 2-2.
Esther. Ja, Esther, kom. Kom. Hij is net versteken, kom.
Trying to find a way to get a couple in there. We're into the 4th stones. This is the first for Alina Petz. This one goes away. Tough to get that other yellow into the rings. We also look, time remaining, a bit of a factor also. Minute 20 and counting. Kim Min-ji will head down. Wants to get rid of this one. They're just seeing how much is available. 82% on the game for Kim Min-ji. Youngster. Well, by the guard. Now make sure you get rid of that yellow. And that will do it. Get rid of that one. Switzerland's got to try and get both of these in and get a miss. Knew there was the potential. It's a tough one to split in.
Backline.
You see Kim Min-ji already heading down, getting lower on time as well. Both under a minute now.
An der Wand können. Wow. Kann nicht. Kann nicht. Esther immer. Achtung. Esther immer. Ja, Esther.
Got to give themselves a chance. You got to make your split first.
Fest.
Going across the face, got to tap it, get it in, roll the shooter in, very nice. But wide open, hit available, broom down quickly. With the time counting down for Korea. But this to improve their record to 4-1. Stay a half game back of the now teams tied atop the leaderboard, Russia and China. And there it is, remove the stone, run. Switzerland out of stones, it'll go down as 1 for the Swiss, but a 6-5 final. Switzerland drops to 2 and 3. As that wraps up session 9 here from the Silkeborg Sports Center in the LGT World Women's Curling Championship. Just 3 games in action this morning. There's 2 sessions where it's just 3 games. This was this morning. From here on out, till the playoffs, all sheets will be in action. Of course, 2 more sessions today filled with more action. Hopefully as well played as our feature game was today. Russia and China, both teams shooting very well. China can't be disappointed the way they played. Just a few misses at the wrong time. Russia versus China. 6th end. And a well-played end by Russia. Played patient throughout, which left them this hit and stick to score 2 points. And again, with the hammer, score a deuce. But China keeps answering back, just kept playing patient, getting the corner guards up, using them to their advantage. Wang Rui now draw it to the house. Try to inch themselves closer to Russia. And right down to the 4-foot for the deuce for the Chinese side. China trailing by 3, trying to give themselves a chance. Russia hit, stuck around just as shot stone. So Wang Rui now has to play the hit. And a little roll in to get 2 more. So 2s are wild in this one. And then in 10, unable to get it set up for the steal, as Russia had the hit, get their 1 and pick up the victory over China and give China their first loss of the competition. Here's the wrap-up of session 9. Russia defeats China 9-7. Well, Germany doubled up the US 10-5. Korea knocks off Switzerland 6-5 in just 3 games in action here this morning. From Denmark, that will cluster things up in the standings. Long round robin, 12-game round robin. China and Russia top the leaderboard at 5-1, closely followed by Korea and Sweden at 4-1. Then Canada, Germany, Japan, and Scotland all at 3-2. Switzerland now falls behind under 500 at 2-3. USA drops another, they're 2-4, and then Denmark, Finland, Latvia round out the 13-team field at 0-5.
Well, many congratulations. 5 wins. How do you feel about that performance?
Большие поздравления, 5 побед. Что вы чувствуете о таком исполнении?
Ну, 5 побед это хорошо, конечно, но весь турнир еще впереди, поэтому нам еще надо много сил и энергии, чтобы завершить его так, как мы хотим.
5 wins, it's good, but we have a lot more ahead, so we need more energy to finish it like we want.
But Russia put on a very clinical performance out there. You must be happy with that.
Вы достаточно хорошо себя показываете здесь, должны быть счастливы этому.
Да, конечно, мы счастливы, это наш первый чемпионат, и мы хотим его провести с пользой, я не знаю, с медалями.
Yes, we're happy about it, but of course we want to make it the best we can, so to finish it with the medals.
You had to draw against 4 at the 8th end. How did you feel playing that draw?
Тебе нужно было привести дро против 4 в 8-м энде. Что ты чувствовала?
Ну, не могу вспомнить на самом деле, что я чувствовала. Знала только, что немного хуже сторона едет, чем обычно. А так, если честно, даже не вспомнить.
I can't remember what I felt before the shot. I just knew that this side just a bit slower, so I just thought how to throw.
Well, many congratulations. Well done.
Well, another win for Russia. They knock off the only unbeaten team, China. That wraps up session 9 for Rona Howie, myself, Luke Coley, our entire crew. Thanks for tuning in, the LGT World Women's Curling Championship.